to episode number 7, as we say in unison, of Modern Alchemy, where this month we are doing our best to help you understand how to become a modern alchemist, how to transmute during turbulent times.
Yes.
So I thought today we'd talk about turning fear into fuel.
Nice.
And let me tell you a story, Bersabeh.
Okay, tell me a story.
I'll do my best to make it quick.
Okay, James.
All the way back, you may not remember this, but all the way back when Carly Simon was a big deal. Maybe you remember Carly Simon. You're so vain. You remember that song?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? That was Carly Simon. And she could go into a studio and just lay it down and really belt it out. Mm-hmm. But she was well known to have stage fright. Horrendous stage fright. And she would get panic attacks and couldn't go on stage. And so they interviewed her once, and I read the interview. And they said, how do you know when you're going to have a panic attack? And she said, well, I'm backstage, and my heart starts to beat really fast. And it comes up into my throat, and my palms get sweaty, and I pace back and forth, and I just know I can't go on.
Sounds about right.
Can you relate to that one?
Yes, I can.
And so in the very same interview, same magazine, they interviewed Bruce Springsteen, who at the time was at the top of his game. He's known as a stadium rocker. And they asked him, how do you know when you're ready to rock? And his response was this: well, you know, I'm backstage and my heart starts to beat real fast and it comes up into my throat and I start to pace back and forth. My palms are sweaty and I know I'm ready to rock. Now,
very interesting.
Very interesting. Bersabeh, let's do a thought experiment.
Okay.
Can you remember a time when you were really, really scared?
Sure.
You got no specific time.
Oh, a specific time.
Have you got it? When you were really frightened about something?
Sure.
Okay, so tell me what was going on in your body.
Same thing.
Same thing, such as
your heart is beating really fast,
right?
And you have a hard time breathing and rapid breathing, and
right,
and you get all sweaty and you're like, oh, blah, blah, blah.
So now, put that away, let that go, and think about a time when you got super excited, motivated.
Yeah.
Can you remember a specific time? Tell me what's going on in your body at that time.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Heart is beating real fast, and you're excited.
Butterflies in the stomach.
Butterflies
maybe.
in the stomach.
Sweaty
and
palms.
You try to talk, and you're just like, oh, just jumping all over the place.
Pacing back and forth. So last week, you might remember we talked about the observer effect, which is the number one accepted principle in quantum physics. And the observer effect basically says things only come into creation. This is physics. Things only come into creation when we observe them and we label them. So what's the point here, given what we're discussing?
Well, I guess you can give the same situation if you were scared. For example, if you're going to do public speaking.
Public speaking.
Oh my God.
Number one fear in North America.
The same things would happen if you're scared, and the same thing would happen if you were excited. So, however,
what determines what it is?
What you choose it to be.
That's right.
Yeah.
How you observe it, how you label it. Now, if you follow us on that, we encourage you to check out your own experience, because we're talking about turning fear into fuel. So how do you transmute fear into fuel? Well, maybe, just maybe, it has to do with how you observe it and how you label it. Because the physiological experiences are very similar, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
They really are. And so now we're going to have to get a little esoteric.
Okay.
And the word esoteric means that which is understood by a few. And so we'll get a little esoteric, but in the mystery traditions, alchemy, they talk about words of power. And they talk about words have power.
Yes.
And in the book of John, in fact, in the New Testament, it says, in the beginning was the
Word.
And the Word was
law.
Well, that's close. God.
Right.
Yeah,
God.
kind of the same thing, right? The word was God. And so what we're being told here is that the words you choose and the labels you choose determine your experience in your life.
What if it's actual fear? Like something's actually scary happening.
Well,
like bombs exploding.
Of course you would choose that.
Just saying.
Growing up in Iran.
Hopefully this video doesn't get taken down because of that word.
Yeah, yeah. But nonetheless, yeah, I mean, there's a time and a place to have fear. I mean, fear, but in that case, if you have to get away from bombs, what do you have to do with that fear? You can let it debilitate you, or you can turn it into what?
Oh, okay.
Fuel. You can get it to motor you. You can get it to move you. You can get out of the way.
Okay.
And you know, here's a fact. You've had this experience. I've had this experience. Bersabeh, let me ask you, have you ever had a fear about something that didn't even happen? That never, ever happened?
All the time.
All the time. All the time. And so to become a modern alchemist, the first step is mental alchemy. It's to use your mind correctly. I mean, if a truck is barreling down on you, you definitely want to have fear, because that fear is going to motor you, fuel you out of the way.
Right.
And yet we want to use that appropriately. And so many things we tend to fear, you know, I'm not going to pay the rent tomorrow, I'm going to end up homeless and I'm going to starve, normally don't happen.
True.
They just don't happen. And so what our opportunity is in turbulent times is to take the things that appear to be fearful and we tend to react to, and to label them, to step back, to label them, to observe them, to label them through our words, our power of the word appropriately, so that we're more empowered and we're fueled to create what we desire and deserve.
Yes.
Sometimes easier said than done.
Oh, definitely.
And yet, if you get it, it can transmute your life. I want to thank you for a couple of moments of your day. Thank you for tuning in. Use your words wisely, because in the beginning was the
Word.
Word. Have a masterful day. We'll talk to you next
week.
Monday.